Hey guys, welcome and ting and ting and ting. We're going back to Romania, and this one is called Mythical Creatures of Romanian Folklore Part 1. I think I've done Part 2 before, but I'm interested in this stuff. This is culture. Some people want to forget it. I don't think they should forget it. I like this kind of stuff, so you know what I mean? Someone had sent me this a while back, so let me go ahead and check it out. Let's YouTube and check this vibe out.
Welcome to the mystical world of Romanian folklore, where myths and legends come to life through a tapestry of captivating creatures and fearsome monsters. Romanians and Moldovans have plenty of superstitions about the undead, about various forest spirits, giants, fairies and other magical and gruesome creatures. In this video, we will provide an extensive alphabetical list of the monsters and creatures featured in Romanian folklore. Before we start, don't forget to show your support by liking and subscribing to our channel, as we'll be bringing you more awesome stories, myths and legends. Apa Simbiti.
Apa Simbiti.
Translated as Saturday's water. It is a river that springs forth from beneath the tree of life situated in paradise. It marks the boundary between the two worlds, heaven and hell, and it is the source of all waters on the earth. After encircling the earth 7 or 9 times, a journey during which the water becomes less and less pure, the river pours into hell. According to legends, anything that falls into this water becomes lost, never to be found again. Balar. A fantastic, giant creature, similar to a dragon, often taking the form of a serpent. It has wings and multiple heads, 3, 7, 9, or even 12, embodying evil and featuring in the majority of Romanian folktales. There are 3 types of Balar. Aquatic, who dwells in village wells and various bodies of water. Terrestrial, inhabiting chasms and desolate places. Aerial, associated with clouds, rain and storms. Borza.
These folklore characters are really descriptive. The different things they are for, and the actual description of them with the 7 heads, sometimes 9, sometimes 10, is quite vivid. And it's more detailed than, let's say, the ones I have in my country. We don't have detailed creatures like that. In South America, I know there's a lot of detailed creatures with the indigenous people, but not on my island. Because I think there was only 2 different indigenous people that went through there. They were the Arawaks and the Caribs that were documented, of course. Those were the 2 that were prevalent there. We haven't had a whole lot of stuff that were folklore being passed down from them. Main part of our folklores on the island come from Europe or Africa, because those are the 2 main influences in the island down there. Let's keep going.
A frightening female creature that scares children in their sleep. She appears in their dreams and frightens them, looking like an ugly, angry woman with a large mouth and black lips. Borza is invoked in various sayings and proverbs to frighten disobedient children. Bracknele. Strange fairies, sly and mischievous woodland spirits, who were sometimes deceitful, other times playful. They weren't regarded as harmful, their role being limited to frightening travelers passing through the forest at night. These creatures are composed of mixed limbs from animals, birds and insects. Kolor Nastrovan. Translated as the Enchanted Horse, a mythical creature similar to Pegasus from Greek mythology. It is a horse with supernatural powers. It speaks with humans, possesses enchanted objects, predicts the future, flies and breathes fire. It aids and advises positive heroes in all of their adventures.
In my island's history or folklore, I don't think I've ever heard any sort of folklore character or story stemming from a horse. You'd hear stuff about pigs, you'd hear stuff about goats, sometimes donkeys, and the usual, snakes and spiders and but a horse, I never really had one. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Cap Corum, a horrifying, cannibalistic creature similar to an ogre, who kidnaps children or young ladies. It is a giant dog-headed monster who lives in caves and dark forests. This malevolent giant devours everything he catches and destroys entire villages.
Almost every culture have a folklore character that devours humans. They serve a practical purpose back then, the stories you hear about stuff in the forest and stuff would keep kids and people from just wandering in there. They don't want to encounter these creatures, folklore creatures and stuff like that. Or it's just a tale for travelers to be careful, in certain areas, this will happen there if you go there, which would make them even more aware of being there and accidents less to happen because they're aware of what's up, So it could be that there's a precipice close to there, and they say ride past there fast and you'll see the ghost of so. But if you take your time and go around the corner, so it slows you down. They didn't have speed traps then. I guess that's might be their way of having a speed trap. I don't know. I'm just shooting that. This is in general mythology for countries around the world, not just Romania or the Caribbean or America in general. Now I think the things that stop you from doing harm to or having harm done to you is a lot more straightforward. Don't go over there, fool. You're gonna get jacked. You know, say if you go over there, the ogre is gonna get you.
Coteronsa, a malevolent, hideous creature and a really powerful old witch. She embodies the negative character from which the heroes of Romanian fairy tales must stay away at all costs. She is also a renowned healer and a skilled midwife with magical powers, a dangerous witch you wouldn't want to provoke. Mythical, a monster that looks like a terrifying pig, the offspring of the union between the devil and a woman. Immediately after birth, it starts to run around, squeal, and bite everyone in the house. To get rid of it, the midwife has to wrap it up and open the oven door for it to enter the fire and die incinerated. Creance, personified as an elderly man, it is the frigid wind from the northeast that manifests during winter in the eastern regions of Romania. He appears as an old wizard with an icy physique, hair resembling snow, and a beard and mustache adorned with frost. Osma, a malevolent fairy who presides over illnesses and brings various forms of death into the world. She looks like a sinister woman with a terrifying grin and icy breath. It is believed that Osma can take the form of an illness, such as the plague or cholera. Yelili, supernatural female creatures, similar to forest sirens. These fairies dance on full moonlit nights, holding candles in their hands and having bells on their ankles, luring and strangling innocent travelers. Sometimes they drive them to madness, other times they suffocate them with their embraces, or drown them in swamps. In the places where they dance, the ground remains scorched, and grass no longer grows. These are the so-called Yelili circles.
I'm watching this, and have you noticed that all these folklore tales have some kind of human form or some kind of animal form, which in a way, if they're using it to start scare people off from going to the forest or scare people off from committing adultery and stuff like that, by using human forms to portray these folklore characters that could potentially influence what we do, that could be a double-edged sword. It will make you scared of human beings because they could do this to you or they could turn into this and do harm to you. Or it might do what it's intended to do, which is scare you off of going into the forest at night or doing wrong deeds, adultery and stuff like that. Because I've noticed a lot of folklore, when you really look at it, there's a purpose in them telling this story, not just telling the story for sheer entertainment, like we're looking at it as entertainment now, but it was a form of telepathic communication. I don't know. You know what I mean? They suggest something, and you could relate it to something that you actually know, which is in human form, and it's something that's happening to the forest that you live next to. So it's an equation of the fantastic with the real to keep people in check. And I guess back then that would be the best way to do it, which is kind of like prelude to modern day television where they keep people scared of everything. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Jidovi. Exceptionally tall and very powerful giants. According to legends, the waters of the Danube River only reached their ankles, and they could snatch a tree without any effort. They lived in caves and thick woods, and were kind, patient, and friendly to humans, which they considered their successors. The age of giants came to an end with the Great Flood. Maritza.
Giants are still here.
A mythological creature resembling an old, tall, and ugly woman. A justiciary figure who fights against laziness. She is the patron of spinning and weaving. She punishes lazy young women, and sometimes young men, by pinching their fingers, crushing their nails with a hammer, or burning their hands with hot ashes. Despite such harsh punishments, she is perceived as a stern yet fair judge. Maritza dwells in desolate woods, or within the hearts of towering mountains. Martsolia. A malefic entity that lives up in the mountains, and can shapeshift at will. It descends on Tuesday nights to punish women who are working. Martsolia's punishments are harsh. It kills by ripping or by hanging on nails to the wall in case of unmarried women. For the married women, the punishments are killing or possessing their babies or their husbands who are far from home. Moroyi. These are the souls of murdered children, or those who have died unbaptized. They wander tormented between worlds and suffer perpetually, because they weren't baptized and cannot rest in peace. These spirits come out at night from their graves as ghosts, to inflict harm upon the living. When the mother is the one who ended the child's life, Moroyi tortures her in her sleep. Muma Paduri. Translated as the Mother of the Forest, an old and powerful witch who guards and protects the forest, the fauna and flora inside it. She punishes those who do not respect the forest rules or harm nature, sometimes transforming them into wild animals. But often, Muma Paduri is presented as a much more evil creature who wanders through forests, seeking to kill solitary travelers, to frighten them or drive them mad. It is also said that she steals children from their cradles or makes them sick. This is why in Romanian folklore there is a large variety of spells used against her.
Wow, that was quite interesting there. I enjoyed that. If you, yeah, you have to look at history and things that are written in history as what did it do to bring us to this point? Definitely what we could learn from it and how to extract what is good from it to put it into perspective with now. I think as we look back, we have to try to find the humanity of humans and interject that now instead of we constantly looking at the wars and stuff that's happened there, to bring us to a certain point. And we still at edge, we still don't know where we stand. I'll leave a link in the description to this video here. Let me know, go check it out, check out the folklores. And I'm going to be watching some more of these for the different regions that I've been watching here. I hope you guys are having a great day. You all take care of each other, alright? Cool runnings.